Hi, welcome to Genki Clinic. My name is Toby. In this video, I want to run through a very basic, simple technique of using some Moxa at home. This particular Moxa is smokeless, so you can use it without creating billowing smoke or setting off the fire alarms. I did a previous video where I went through the basics of using Moxa, but in that case I was using this one, or in the clinic actually I use this one more. It's a bit skinnier. These are very, very good, but they do produce a lot of smoke, and you would need to have some kind of decent ventilation system. So actually for home use, the Smokeless Moxa is pretty good, and it can give you pretty much what we need to go for. You'll be able to buy the Smokeless Moxa. They kind of look a bit like that. It's essentially a compressed version of the smoky Moxa, and it's been turned into almost like a piece of charcoal. Very easy to use, not expensive at all. You can buy it on Amazon, and I'll put the link in down below there. Or if you just do a search on Google, you'll find various other shops selling them. So when you start, just have a quick look at the actual Moxa stick itself. In this case, we'll open up the cellophane here. With this type of Moxa, it's worth just having a quick check along the length of it. Just make sure there are no cracks. That can happen in transit, or just from a little bit of handling. In that case, just be aware if there are some cracks there, that there is a little bit of a weakness there. If there is a crack there, probably you'll find it just snaps in two. If it does, don't worry, you'll just have two pieces. Eventually you're going to have to hold one little end of it, so you'll lose a little bit, but it's better than letting it break off onto your skin and burning yourself. Moxa doesn't do so well when you put it out in water. It can do, but it actually degrades the quality of the Moxa itself. And in the case of this one, the Smokeless Moxa, it can actually crack the Moxa inside, which is precisely what we were talking about a minute ago. So a better method of putting it out is simply to get a little cup with some salt in it, or maybe you could put some rice grains, whatever it happens to be. So my recommendation is just stick it in there, make sure the ember is fully submerged into the salt or rice or whatever you've got, and just leave it there for a little while, basically. All right, so that's basically putting out. I did in the previous video speak about actually creating a little cap, little aluminium cap like that. That one actually I created for this Moxa stick. Yeah, so that's another way of putting it out if you prefer that way. Up to you. Basically getting the Moxa alight, very simple. Lighter is going to be far better than a match. Generally the best is one of these types of lighters, which gives you that kind of flamethrower type approach. Very simple lighting it up. Let's bring it up closer there for you. You can start to see it's just beginning to glow on the edges there. These ones, the Smokeless Moxa, they take a little bit more work to get them going. I had one patient try coming with a match. Said they couldn't get the thing alight. Really do have to get this one a good load of heat like that, really get the thing going. Here we go, Moxa's going up nice and warm. Very simply, the way to hold the Moxa is between the thumb and forefinger like that, as you might expect. I tend to use it a bit like this, and I keep my other fingers straight beneath it like that. This provides a method of positioning so that we make sure we don't burn ourselves. So we can use those fingers as a guide. As long as I've got those fingers there like that, I'm not going to end up pushing this Moxa onto the skin. If you do touch your skin with a Moxa, it's going to burn. You're going to end up with a nasty burn. It'll be pretty clean, because actually this stuff burns quite nicely and clean, but yeah, if you can try and avoid that, that'd probably be to your health. So yeah, make sure you do it like that. The other thing that's nice about this is that by just rolling it like that in your forefinger, you can get a little bit of distance variation between very close and bring it very easily without having to play around and sort of move the Moxa up and down. I'm just very simply doing that by rolling my thumb against my finger there like that. So in terms of using it, the number of ways, One way is to use it in a moving fashion. So, and in that way we can think about maybe using one of the meridians. I've actually made a video previously about using the lung meridian and stimulating the lung meridian using the Moxa. I'll put a link to it down below or maybe up there. Please do have a look at that one. It's a very, very good one for just general health at this time with cooler weather. It's going to improve your general immunity, and obviously everyone's a bit worried about coronavirus, so please make use of it. In this video I'm just going to talk about how we use the Moxa for warming specific acupuncture points. If you've got ideas about doing that yourself, or I may have given you a points prescription to use at home. In that case, please obviously locate those points based on the information I've given you. I'm going to use that point there. Essentially what we're trying to get is a stimulus which comes in nice and slowly and makes the body feel comfortable, but which puts heat into that meridian or that point, whichever the case may be. The way to achieve that is to come in with the heat reasonably close so that you can actually feel it, and that it feels very pleasant and warming, but not so hot and so close that actually it starts to become uncomfortable. We probably want to be holding it, this is about, what, I don't know, just over a centimeter. If we get it too far away like this, you're probably not going to get very much, you're not going to feel it all that much, but it depends on how sensitive you are. The idea is to get the warmth to open the body up, and for the warmth to actually penetrate into the point a little bit. So if it's too close, what happens is we get brutal heat. That's already getting a little bit too hot there. Too much heat arriving at the surface, the very surface of the skin, and if anything, the body actually kind of reacts and closes against it and mounts its defenses. So I leave you to adjust the actual height, but always remember you've got this this base here with the fingers to ensure that you don't burn yourself. In terms of how long to use the Moxa for, what you're after is the same kind of idea that you have when you think about someone who's a guest. You want to welcome the guest into your house, and you want to be saying goodbye to them before they've really outstayed the welcome. Well, it's kind of the same with the Moxa. You want to be stopping what you're doing and stopping the input there whilst the heat still feels very welcome to the body. So use your feeling a little bit, but I would say as a guide about up to a minute or so is absolutely fine. If you have a kind of sensation after doing the Moxa that there's still a little bit of heat residual there, can last for a few minutes, then you've pretty much hit the sweet spot of the stimulation that has been very welcome, but there's enough heat there that you've still got that sensation moving on. That's about it for this video. Please be careful, make sure you don't burn yourself, but otherwise enjoy, use the Moxa, play around with it. It's not going to hurt you if you warm up other areas, even if I haven't talked about them. See how it goes, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.